Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
About 90% of cardiac arrest occurs outside hospital, and only less than 10% victims survive who were taken to the hospital. Therefore, CPR plays a very important role at such crucial times. Any bystander can give chest compression till the ambulance arrives. But how to do it properly is the big question that arises. Well, a startup called Innofinity addresses this problem and came up with an innovative solution.
Basically, I am a cardiac anesthesiologist. So my day-to-day activity is to do critical care and anesthesia in open heart surgeries and various ICUs. So I lost my mother in 2017 because of a massive cardiac arrest. So after that, so I was a little bit worried, and I used to train the common public in the hospital lobby every Saturday, so that they can learn the correct technique of giving CPR, that is the cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It is the method of compressing the chest effectively so that a cardiac arrest victim's survival is 3 to 4 times better. So things run smoothly in that way, and my university at that time given that as a project name called Kabil. Kabil means Sakhyam, to empower skill of someone's. So things went on for almost 1 year. So one day after the training, so on that day more number of participants were female. So 5 ladies came to me and told me that doctor, you were here, you were guiding us that it is the place to give the compression, this is the proper rate, this is the proper depth. But what will happen at the time of real exigency? You will not be there. So who will guide us? Can there be something made? So this was the gesture shown by that ladies. And one of the ladies, she told me that we have bangles and we have pain because of the joint pain. But as you told, the severity of cardiac arrest means it can happen with anybody because of heart attack, electric shock, lightning or thunderstorm injury, food or drug allergy, or fire or chemical smoke. So we want to help someone and be a good citizen. So can something be done for us so that even in your absence, so we can give the effective CPR? So that was the message, or that was the need statement or problem statement received in my mind. So then I discussed with various persons, we iterated, tried with a prototype. So and DST gave me the first grant during 2020. So after that the prototype was made, we test that, and in the naming we name it as Sanjivani. Means when someone's heart stops, it's like that apparently he or she is dead. So Sanjivani is something which infuse life into someone's body. That's why the name from Ramayana, Sanjivani to Lord Lakshmana was brought by Lord Hanuman. So from that name we take the inspiration. Let's give it the name Sanjivani. The product is a CPR assist device, so that presently till today common public are giving chest compression to a cardiac arrest victim. Means someone, a victim whose heart is stopped, brain is not getting the blood, that why he is or she is unconscious. So what can be the cause? Mostly heart attack, electric shock, lightning or thunderstorm injury, fire or chemical smoke inhalation, drowning, choking. These are the cause of cardiac arrest. In common man's language, if I tell, cardiac arrest means stoppage of pumping activity of heart. That is the situation of cardiac arrest. Heart supplies the blood to whole body. So when the supply is stopped, artificially or passively we have to maintain the blood supply. So the manual compression is not effective. That's why before 2019 in India 7 lakh sudden cardiac deaths were happening. Presently post COVID the number has increased beyond 20 lakhs. and 40% of them are under 40 years age. And if we consider the economic impact in India itself, it's a $3 billion economic loss due to premature death. A earning member, a skilled person is lost from the society. So this device helps in giving effective chest compression till arrival of the ambulance. Why we are concerned with this? When someone's brain is stopped, brain is not getting blood, so there is a time period of hardly 6 minutes. And in Indian context, we cannot take the victim within 6 minutes to a nearby hospital, neither we can expect our 108 or any other ambulance within 6 minutes at the event site. So the common man or the bystander has to start the chest compression, and that has to be effective. Effective means 100 times compression per minute at a depth of at least 2 inch or 5 centimeter, it should recoil back. And now you sir tell me, can a common man do this without any feedback or some gadget? It's nearly impossible. They are giving the chest compression, but it's of not high quality. That's why so many deaths are happening. So this device helps in giving a real-time audio-visual feedback about the compression and relaxation quality and guides you. So if we consider the American Heart Association's guideline, the survival will be 3 to 4 times if the chest compression is effective. So it will save a lot of life. So as you know, in cardiac arrest patient, we compress the chest manually. So how to facilitate common man? We have developed this device, Sanjivani QCPR. So it facilitates in giving high quality chest compression to cardiac arrest victims till arrival of ambulance. It's giving audio visual feedback, no recoil. Once I start, it's now telling good job. So that the victim's brain will get sufficient blood till arrival of ambulance. So victim can be a patient of cardiac arrest or heart attack, electric shock, thunderstorm injury, fire or chemical smoke inhalation. Our second product is Sanjivani AED trainer. You might have seen AED in various public aggregation places like airport and railways, but there is no trainer available how to use those devices. So here, let me show the demo of the device.
Apply pads to patient bare chest.
It's telling apply pads to patient's chest and to plug in. So now I have plug in.
Firmly to patient bare chest.
Machine's audio prompt is guiding me.
Analyzing heart rhythm, do not touch the patient. Shock advised.
So it's advising to give shock.
Charging. Stay clear of patient. Deliver shock now.
Now the
Press
shock
the orange
button is activated.
Now.
I have to press the shock button. So shock is delivered.
Pause.
So after delivery of shock, one has to give CPR. So machine will give me 100 beeps. And I have to match with the beep. So this is the function of this device, AED trainer. Coming to our third device, this is the community CPR trainer. So when we have a task to train 100 or thousands of common public, we cannot have that much of mannequin. Here with this device, we can train.
Too slow. Good job. 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 Good job.
In case of manual compression, we are using our hand, but there is nothing to guide us. So whether my compression is appropriate or not, I cannot see. But with this device, when I hold the device, so that gives me a beep of 100. So my rate is getting streamlined. About the depth and recoil, there is electronic sensors that gives me the light and sound feedback so that I can correct then and there, so the effectiveness of my effort is increased. So, Innofonity, which is my startup, the name comes from innovation and infinity, it is a combo word, and a tagline, affordable innovation. So, targeting Indian context. So, we have developed a common public CPR trainer, and we have developed and installed CPR training kiosk also, just like ATM machine. So, unless otherwise we spread the awareness, three things are needed: availability, awareness and affordability. So, for awareness we have developed that. Affordability, since it is make in India and it will be affordable, and many NGOs, government and even central government has its scheme called NCD, National Non-Communicable Disease. So, where the spread or funding is there for IC activity. So, through the mass or community training we are going to spread the awareness. Whenever there is the incidence, one will mostly like to use the device after knowing its benefit. We have two versions of the device. One version is standalone, whose patent is already granted. Okay, Indian patent is already granted. The ecosystem version, for which Bayrak and METI has funded, so that version today itself the patent is published, and this time we are going for PCT and entering the Western and Middle East world also, because it is the problem of a global war. Other device, since that is used in case of conscious persons, there is a need for clinical trial or any comparison parameter like retrospective study or prospective study or randomized control study. But here, after going through various previous devices made for medical aspect, so we come to a conclusion that since it will be used in case of unconscious person, so the need for consent, need for clinical trial will be a hindrance here, because that person is unconscious and 80% of the cardiac arrest happens outside the hospital. If we think for using a consent and a control trial, in that case that is not possible. That is why the ethical committee of our organization, they told here in this case where there is no predicate device or no predecessors, so those has to be standardized in simulation lab. Here you can see this is the medical simulation lab, that is the mid fidelity simulator made by a company called Canadian Aviation Enterprise, the company who makes simulator for flights, means that mimics the human body. We have done the performance test and efficiency test over that, and after that also post market analysis for 1 year will be there. What is the outcome, how, what is the hindrance, is there any need for that thing is there. As I told, if we consider the end user, or that is the total addressable market, global need is there. Since cardiac arrest is happening anywhere, it is much more in Indian context because of diabetic potential. So, it is a B2B and B2G segment market. Initially we are thinking that it is B2C, but after discussion with various venture capitalist firm, so we came to know our real market, that no one will go to the market or go to the office with Sanjivani in device in his or her lab. Let the workplace be armored with Sanjivani, let the shop floor be armored with Sanjivani. So, in case of any electrocution or heart attack, it can be used just like the firefighting gadget, it is present everywhere, so it can be used. So, that is the target. Airports, railways, shopping mall area, sky rising apartment, ambulance, inside hospital, Indian Army and the Coast Guard, these are the end users, and there is the potential both in Indian context and overseas also. Here I want to disclose another thing, few of these overseas company, they have shown interest because they are much more stringent with the occupational safety. Since electrocution and fire is one component in occupational safety, they have requested for Sanjivani, but they have some reservation with the device. That is why outside India its name will be InstaPulse. So, that will be a global trade name, but Indian continent it will be Sanjivani. आप देख सकते हैं कि ये होश में है, तो आइज भी ब्लिंकिंग है मॉनिटर पे अगर हैं, या बातचीत कर रहे होंगे रास्ते में होने पर, यहाँ हॉस्पिटल में है तो फिर उनके सारे पैरामीटर्स आ रहे हैं। तो जब इनकी दिल का दौरा पड़ेगा या हार्ट अटैक होता है, कार्डियक अरेस्ट होता है, तो फिर क्या होता है वो देखते हैं ये करके। तो अनकॉन्शियस हो जाते हैं, आईज क्लोज हो जाता है और देखेंगे तो कुछ भी पल्स वगैरह नहीं मिलेगा, सब कुछ स्ट्रेट लाइन हो जाता है। अब जैसे मूवी वगैरह में देखते हैं ये स्ट्रेट लाइन हो गया। तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि चेस्ट पे सीपीआर देते हैं, जाके ऐसे करके सीपीआर देना होता है। बट आप वेब फॉर्म देखेंगे तो वो प्रॉपर नहीं आता है, क्योंकि अभी मेरे मेजरमेंट के लिए कुछ नहीं है। बट इस सिचुएशन में अगर संजीवनी डिवाइस है तो संजीवनी डिवाइस को हम डिटैच करते हैं। संजीवनी डिवाइस जब डिटैच हो जाता है, संजीवनी डिवाइस यहाँ पे है, आप डिवाइस को फोकस कर सकते हैं, ये संजीवनी डिवाइस है। तो डिवाइस का जो लेटेस्ट वर्जन है वो एक पॉड पे होता है, उसको डिटैच करने पर एक लोकल सायरन जैसे आता है, ठीक है। तो उसको मैंने निकाल दिया, तो डिवाइस का अलार्म आ गया। तो लोकल जो है उनको पता चल जाएगा, डिवाइस के ओनर को कॉल आ जाएगा, मैं डिवाइस का ओनर हूँ। तो ये डिवाइस पे फिर कंप्रेशन हम अभी शुरू कर देते हैं।
Speed up. Compress more. Compress more. Slow down. Compress more. Compress more. Compress more. Compress more. Compress more. Compress more.
तो जब उसका खुद का पल्स आ जाता है, फिर जब तक डिवाइस हम लोकल प्लेटफॉर्म पे नहीं लेते हैं वो लोकल सायरन बजता रहता है। और यहाँ पे डिवाइस एक्टिव हो गया था, एक्टिव डिवाइस वो मैप व्यू में या सैटेलाइट व्यू में देख सकते हैं। तो एम्बुलेंस वालों को भी और नियर बाई हॉस्पिटल को पता चल जाएगा कि यहाँ पे इवेंट हुआ है। तो जो 3 स्टेप होता है, आप रेस्पॉन्स चेक करेंगे, यू कॉल फॉर हेल्प एंड कंप्रेस द चेस्ट। यहाँ पे हमने कंप्रेशन शुरू कर दिया, बट एम्बुलेंस को जो बुलाना था वो ऑटोमेटिक हो गया। 108 एम्बुलेंस को फ़ोन करके बुलाने में वो बिजी आता है, कुछ आता है, बट डैशबोर्ड से उनको पता चल जाएगा कि ये सिचुएशन में कुछ इवेंट हुआ है। तो जो कॉल फॉर हेल्प है वो इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में इसके बाद संजीवनी डिवाइस इंस्टॉलेशन के बाद ऑटोमेटेड होता जाएगा। एंड महीने में भी आप परफॉर्मेंस डाटा देख सकते हैं कि कौन सा लोकेलिटी में हो रहा है। बाद में उसका एक एनालिसिस करके इस लोकेलिटी में ज़्यादा हो रहा है, उसका वजह क्या है, उसी हिसाब से गवर्नमेंट को भी प्लानिंग कुछ कर सकते हैं। कुछ कहीं पे कुछ एक्स्ट्रा टेस्टिंग का हो सकता है, एक्स्ट्रा फैसिलिटी या एम्बुलेंस डॉकिंग, उस हिसाब से प्लानिंग एंड फंडिंग एंड रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट का भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। तो वो चीज़ भी संजीवनी के डैशबोर्ड से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को बेनिफिट मिलने वाला है। इन इंडियन सिनेरियो presently more than 20 lakh sudden cardiac deaths are happening and 40% are under 40. If you can recall, various singers, actors of young age, they lost their life because of sudden cardiac arrest. So it's the productive human life is getting lost. A family is losing the earning member. So it's not a single death. If we consider its social impact, if we consider its economical impact, it's huge. If the survival is 3 to 4 times, means we are capable to save at least 20%, 30% more lives. Then in terms of that, we can say it's not a product or it's not a consumer grade or consumer grade product, it's a life saving product. The challenge was to convince the funding agency. Western world, there is hardly 10% survival. How the device is going to change the scenario in India, where the ambulance will come in delay, there is no air ambulance, such facilities come there. But after the death of the singer KK, the mindset of the reviewers got changed. There were 1 lakh population, 1 lakh audience in that concert, but because of the ineffective chest compression, the things might have been there. Think about that Kannad's actor. So, from Bengaluru, he died of sudden cardiac arrest at the age of 40 to 43. Rajkumar. Why? So many cardiac hospitals were there in Bengaluru. Air ambulance facility is there, but as I told, 6 minutes is crucial. So that thing clicked to the mind of the reviewers. Then they told the product should be commercialized within 18 months. Instead of prototype itself, you put extra effort and try to commercialize, it's the need of the hour. So the funding part got little bit easier then. Subsequent to that, particularly since I am in Bhubaneswar, getting the PCB done, getting the 3D printed, getting the industrial grade, what you are seeing there is the industrial grade product that is ready for commercialization. Okay. We are now doing the product efficiency testing. Since the target was given for 18-month timeline and it has to be commercialized, we have achieved that milestone. And next hindrance was initially manpower, hiring the manpower, then pitching to the venture capitalist. They told since the product is from India, so how can you think that you can beat the Western market or overseas market? Because there is a mindset for Western world product like this. But then I told, since the problem is globally and we are targeting the end users as the common man, so it will not be very difficult. So then things got smooth. Now we have been funded by a venture capitalist from UK. METI has also funded. So funding and development, that is no more issue. So hurdles were in the initial part, but because of the position at this, and since we are a deemed university having both medical college and a technology business incubation and testing lab, so for me things become little bit easier connecting the dots. I want to tell you about an incident which I faced on March 20th of this year. So I was traveling from New Delhi to Pune to discuss with one of this medical device firm for manufacturing capability in their manufacturing unit. So it was the Air India Express flight from New Delhi to Pune in the wee hours. Flight timing was 4 to 6 am. So around 5 am, so I got the announcement in the flight, all lights were on, that is there any nurses or paramedics, there is a hospital emergency, medical emergency. So after hearing the announcement, I wake up and ask the crew member what has happened. A lady of 40 to 43 year age, she was collapsed on her seat with the tray table on and seat belt, just 3 or 4 seats behind me. So when I went there and examined her, there was no pulse and she was having cardiac arrest. Then with the help of the crew member, I untie the seat belt and put her on the floor. So that was my first on-flight cardiac arrest experience, because there was no space. If you consider or recall the space between two rows and someone lying down between that row, there is no space for the responder. So I have to kneel down on the D row and give her the chest compression. But putting a pressure from a higher level was difficult. Then with the help of the crew member, we took the victim to the wings area where there is the excel space. Then she was resuscitated successfully. Before arriving at Pune, she was completely revived. So that was the another so-called media attention we got. The pilot also told it was unfortunate that she got cardiac arrest in the mid-air. We were 1 hour from away from New Delhi and 1 hour away from Pune. So unless you were there, it would have been very difficult to save her. With this device where there is the real-time feedback, instead of compressing with the hand and there is nothing to guide you, but with the device which is ergonomically designed, that is the function of giving the chest compression and guides you about your rate, depth and recoil quality. Obviously the survival benefit will be there. So even in the absence of a clinician or a CPR prone person also, common man can give the first aid or the CPR like thing for the beginning part till the emergency help arrive.